You tell me when, Al.
You're on.
We're on. Hi, I'm Tim Byrne. This is Tim Byrne Almost Live. We're down here at PM Expo. Really excited to be doing this. This is the first time that we've ever taken this podcast on the road show. It's been a bit of a nightmare switching over from doing. You're drooping again.
I'm adjusting before we start.
It's been a bit of a transition for us old folks to transition from pure audio to audio visual, then take audio visual on a road show.
Oh, absolutely.
Never mind the fact that PM Expo here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, was having a lot of challenges, even with the idea. When you think about this, even with the idea of us having a recording studio here, never mind we're bringing a goat. Kevin's coming down for the show. And he's not here yet, but he'll be here soon. The show floor is actually not even open yet. Megan's sitting way across the far side. She has no idea what this is all about.
Woo, Megan!
High performance window technology. Okay, that was dead air. Okay, Megan, you're supposed to do a shout out or something right there. Didn't work. It's okay. And it's funny though how the social media and how even this trade show, which does an online magazine, articles, the whole thing. Email, LinkedIn, email, and then I say to them, we want to put a booth in for Stadia Door and Glass and Byrne on Demand Handyman, and we don't want to actually have a booth and flog our airs. We don't want to flog our drywall or our door. We want to flog us.
Exactly.
Because it's the human side of the business.
That's it.
And we want to put it on the air live on YouTube and Facebook, and we want to do Instagram, and we're going to bring a whole bunch of people in to interview. We're going to have a goat here. And they were like, no, you're not. You're not going to have a live show from here, which I found very odd.
Kudos to the person that jumped those hurdles. I'm sure it was probably pretty tough to get everything situated.
I think it's hard for most of us to realize that that social media side of the business is not anymore for people your age. Well, let's see. Do we have somebody calling me? No. It's not. See, social media. It's not for you guys. It's for everybody. It's gone real mainstream.
It has. And there's so much out there.
5 years ago, I'm 51. I mean, I still don't personally have a Facebook page. Never have.
I don't either.
Okay, you're wrecking my whole story.
I'm sorry.
But really, most kids, most people, young people your age have
the Facebooks, the Instagram.
Facebook's more for older people. I appreciate that because it's 10 to 15 years old, right? 20 years old. I got that. But the whole idea of social media is so foreign to the construction industry that when we started doing this 10, 11 months ago, I mean, the abstract comments that were put forth towards me about don't do it, it's too risky, I'm too crazy, you're going to defame the company and put it into a tailspin, people aren't going to like us or appreciate us, only to apply to come to this trade show and have them do the whole, you're doing what? What are you doing? Even when we started putting up the stage here and it's only literally an 8-inch riser, the woman came over here 5 times last night for the height of the stage.
Really worried.
And the concern for the height of the stage. By the way, so what I'm going to tell you is I don't think it was a concern for the height of the stage.
What do you think it was?
I think it was a concern that we're going to be a social media booth. This is no longer a booth. Oh, you're getting a second microphone. Isn't that cool? You feel very ABC.
Right?
Real NBC here, real CNN.
Super cool.
I think it really made them feel uncomfortable. It took Alex Byrne, who walked right in front of our camera. Say hi, Alex. There you go. It took Alex Byrne and I many phone calls, emails, and conversations about having a goat here.
Right.
Even the farm to have, the Lionel's farm.
Yeah, exactly.
And Blair's my friend. He's like, you want to what?
How did that conversation go?
You want to go at a construction trade show? And I want to put a goat there. And he's like, why do you want to go? I'm like, because it's part of the mascot. It's part of the shtick. Right. It is the shtick, right?
Right.
No, they all eventually said yes, and super cool, but a lot of convincing.
I'm sure.
Outside the box thinking.
Oh, absolutely.
You have been with. Let's see what's happening. 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Shows up. So for you, we're going to go on Instagram now.
Yeah.
We're going to do some Instagramming and some YouTubing. Did you see my promo video?
I did.
What you think?
Very well done.
You gotta look in the camera once in a while.
The cut scenes is what I actually enjoyed the most. It really seemed like an action movie trailer.
Right?
Right?
It had a real good feel to it.
Yeah, like you felt like in no time before you see a helicopter and Tim was jumping out.
Yeah, like doing a Tom Cruise, right? The Mission Impossible music in the background.
That's it.
The tape
Of course, the helicopter was fake.
The tape is from.
Oh.
This is a show office in room 810 to complete.
What are they saying?
I think it was a song they were singing.
I think she was singing the song.
I think it was a song.
I think they should find somebody with a cool voice to go over the top of the PA. I've never really understood this person, and their voice has never been soothing.
It's like you're in school.
It's like you're in school, yeah. It's like you're in high school. We have an audience already, one person.
Yeah.
This is not. This is Tim Byrne Almost Live. We're now on Instagram and we're on YouTube. We're down at the Metropolitan Toronto Convention Center. This is PM Expo 2018.
Yes.
It is going to be running on. It's going to be running on November 28th, 29th, and 30th. The show hasn't even opened up yet. Hello, Mr. Dawkins. How are you? And yes, we are on YouTube and we are on Instagram, Mr. Dawkins. Who do you work for again now?
What's that?
GFI?
No. It's live, so.
It is live. We're completely on the air right now. It's okay. It's only my mother. It's the only person we have watching this tape is my mom. So it'll be fine.
Yeah, so she can't hear it?
No, I've got somebody in the corner doing the hand signals.
I'll come back and see you.
Okay, you come back and see me. This is not your first trade show.
No, it's not. It's my second time.
And the first time you did the trade show, we had a fairly standard booth.
We did.
Doors.
No, I thought it was still set up really well.
Okay, so Stadia Industries. Let's start with let's focus on Stadia because you work for Stadia.
Yes, I do.
Hi there.
In comparison to a big company or a small company.
Okay. So this has to come out of the aisle.
We can move it.
And your...
That's just my toy to ride with. We're live on the air, by the way, so anything you say is being broadcasted right now.
That's nice.
So
okay.
that's just my toy.
Okay. Can you put... Yeah, that's perfect. Because you don't want someone going...
No, it's only for me when I'm standing at the early.
Okay. Your booth, the line for your booth here is...
We're having a little promo break here, folks, because the nice lady is telling us all about the things we've done wrong on our show.
Needs to fit somewhere else because it can't come in out to the aisle.
But it's not. It's only the drop sheet is. I'll pull the drop sheet in.
Outside of your booth space, your 10 by 10, that's fine.
Right now, it's only the drop sheet that's outside, but we can pull the drop sheet in. We're coming out no farther than this gentleman's carpet out here, unless you're planning to pull this carpet out.
That person's carpet goes all the way down.
So unless we're pulling their carpet in, we're okay, right? Right on. We only follow them as the example, so unless we're penalizing them.
All right.
Susan, you're a beautiful woman.
Not this morning.
Yes, you are. You're just beautiful, Susan, in every way. This is not your. We're going back to you.
Yeah.
Hi, Dylan. How are you?
I'm good.
From Stadia Door and Glass. And this is Tim Byrne from Tim Byrne Almost Live. We're down at PM Expo. Ironically, we have more. Susan likes to criticize and come over and tell us about our booth. We have over 10,000 listeners right now who are. We're promoting your show more than you guys promoted your show. That's right, eh?
There you go.
And you ran, or you were part of the Stadia team last year, the Stadia booth.
Yes, I was.
And
It was Stadia and Byrne.
Was it Stadia Byrne last year too? I thought we had the pink.
Yes, it was.
I thought we had the pink
You had
gizmo.
yellow notepads and everything going. The
But the
business
thing was,
always bring a little bit of
but it was,
Byrne.
it was the pink skylight thing,
It was a
right?
pink skylight, yeah.
So, Susan, we're fully on the air, and I just got to keep everybody focused on this for 15 more minutes because it's the intro to teach people how to run the trade show.
When's Kevin coming in?
Probably in the next half an hour or so, Susan.
Okay, so someone's going to call me. I have to get out to the docks.
It comes in a little tiny cage. You're not going to know it came in. It's about this big.
That was the setup.
Oh, yeah.
That I would be.
Susan,
Yeah.
were you able to
They're talking
find
about
out
Kevin the goat
hard,
now.
hard, hard,
Which I'm sure is making
Stop
people feel
and
really
keep it
uncomfortable here as well.
Yeah.
Where's small time?
Okay.
Oh,
let me
Mr.
see.
Rutledge.
Mr. Rutledge is here, and he brought coffee and donuts. Okay,
Thank you,
I got to go back to this because I got people
Yes,
watching
sorry.
and we're recording it.
Right.
Okay, let me check it.
2 days ago, we had a meeting at the office
Yes.
about running a trade show.
Yes.
From your first year of doing this to your second, and mind you, we're not in the same format.
Not at all.
We're in social media
Not
format.
at all.
not a Broadville sideshow format, right? This is really a fancy farmer's market, right?
Yeah.
The whole concept of the show is people walk around, you stare at your stuff, you stare at a window, you stare at a garbage can, you stare at a sign. A lot of salespeople lingering around like vultures. And doing the social media is a much different or more dynamic. Even now that we're doing this right now, I watch people walk by and they watch and they peek and
They take it right.
take it in. A lot more than I take it in if I was going to go walk around anywhere else, because everywhere else you kind of go, nah.
Right.
Except for the guys, guys down the far end here, and I don't know who is. He got all the cool equipment. Have you gone down to see the spider cranes? The spider cranes and all the cranes stuff?
Walked around as yet.
So from this year to last year,
Yes.
are you going to do anything different? I mean, do you literally think back, or is your mind just a blur because you were so intoxicated with cocaine last year that you have no idea what went on?
Yeah, complete blur. 3 days of blur.
But do you have enough sense of what happened in your first year, or to say I know what I can and cannot do this year, or was your first year such a blur, kind of like being a virgin? You know, your first time's crappy.
Right.
Was it just so?
Well, for me, the first year, I think my main focus was to try and shake as many hands as I absolutely could.
Sure.
And that was solely the only goal. This year, obviously having an understanding of the format of the show, and also being in a new territory now as well.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a great opportunity for me to kind of expand my clientele, figure out who's where. Also, it gives a good opportunity because everyone's going to be here for these next couple of days. Yeah. Phone number, email, everything you need. But yeah, I think it gives that opportunity for me to kind of go meet with people, do events and stuff like that.
Were you fearful your first year?
Oh, I was. Absolutely. But
were you fearful when you came down today, thinking about this and how this was going to go?
I was.
Right.
Definitely a little nervous starting.
So was I. Okay, so I got to tell you, I've been to trade shows for 30 years.
Right.
And today, coming down here in the subway.
Oh yeah.
Today, coming down here in the subway, I actually found myself being nervous about broadcasting for the 8 hours.
Really?
Yeah. We have to fill a lot of time, but ironically, this time should be filled no differently, whether we were on the air or not.
Or exactly working the floor. Right.
It's funny, and we have no viewers.
We
So
have
it
3
really
people
makes
watching right now.
it makes no different.
Three people?
It makes no different whatsoever whether we're on the air or not.
Right.
We'd be, theoretically, we'd be doing no different right now than what we've been
Then we
doing.
would be doing right.
Your dress attire,
Yes.
and you look sharp today.
Oh, thank you, sir. Shout out to the boys at Four Men United on Steels.
We done
Shout out to the boys.
That was the
You
pod.
got to.
Four Men United was on the show 6 months ago.
They were one of the first episodes as well, I believe.
Yeah, well, don't you find it funny we've only been doing this for 10 months?
It's crazy.
And
Crazy. And like, think about the way that it started off, and the way that we
So crappy.
Just
it was awful.
I mean, there's been such a change in equipment, everything.
It was so terrible the way we used to do it.
Hey man, you got to start somewhere. I'm sure that all those moments you have some good teaching and learning moments as well.
Oh, and failures.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, some of those
Failures are achievements.
It's
man.
funny though. One of the very first podcasts we did, or I did, when I first got this little piece of kit right here on the table.
The Zoom,
which I really like it. I did in my car spontaneously.
Yes.
It turned out that it was awful. The audio, the sound quality was awful. But it was at that moment I realized I had a story that I could tell.
Right.
And one of the things Danny, my producer, said to me once upon a time was the reason why most podcasts don't survive is because people usually don't have a story.
Right.
Sorry, the story's shorter than what they think. People have great stories, they're just not very long.
I think it's also the way that it's told.
And the people that survive podcasting have a story that can be told for longer than a year.
Right.
And he said most of them won't last any longer than 3 years, and somewhere between the 6 month and the 36-month they crash and burn and all that. To your wardrobe.
Yes.
Did you actually? Did you lay out clothes for the whole week?
Yes, I did.
Like in your head, or in your like physically pull them out of the closet and go?
Yes. Yesterday I went crazy on the ironing board, and then just all my shirts, pants, jacket, everything's ready to go. I got my jackets dry cleaned last week. So.
Today and tomorrow, the next 3 days are going to be long days.
Very long days.
Because there's a psychological problem that happens at trade shows for salespeople.
There is a block, I think, at sometimes.
Oh, we have a problem with sound?
I don't know if it's the sound or if it's the back
background
I don't,
noise from the.
up until this point.
Like, it just
haven't-
sounds really
I've
loud.
never dealt with that.
Yeah, so right now it is really, really
background.
loud. I can turn that down like that. and
Instagram.
So whatever,
Oh,
whatever
that's really
drawings.
Like it just sounded.
the Instagram is super loud. I really apologize for anybody listening. We're trying to figure out the audio on these little microphones that we have here.
Bear with us.
These little microphones we have here.
Oh, Anthony Vinzi's on his way.
Our Instagram microphones. These here are our YouTube microphones, and these.
Do you want to go live with Vinzi?
This makes the master coffee. No, I don't. Why is Vinzi coming down today? So you picked out your wardrobe.
Yes, sir.
He said, Anthony
Did you-
speak louder?
Speak louder.
Speak louder.
Into which one?
Speak louder in general. So that
Speak
they'll-
louder.
Sorry, I just turned everything down so I can turn it all back up.
I don't care about that. I'm talking about Instagram.
I can't control the microphones. I'm so loud on this microphone that right now it's causing an echo and making the recording bad for Danny. So if I speak any louder, we're going to have a problem. What I believe is wrong is these aren't working. I believe it's still coming through. I listen to the other tape as well. Hello. This isn't working. Oh. This isn't working. Your microphone is still from way over there.
That's not a problem. The only thing I know.
So, Victor, we've been interrupted a lot. Right?
That's all right.
Technical difficulties.
Hey,
Technical difficulties. Technical difficulties in the very first one.
We're learning.
Are you listening to it out on your thing? So watch this out. Watch.
Same goes for tomorrow. I don't arrange
You're not out.
if you go across more stuff, just don't have to put the comments.
Right, these microphones aren't working, Dave. These aren't working. That's the problem. So there's some way in there to turn on this microphone. So that's what we need to do. But we'll figure that out. You can work on that, right? Talk to somebody. These microphones aren't on. There's a way to turn on external microphone in the Samsung 8 and 9.
Okay, we'll say bye to Instagram. I'll go
Say
back.
bye to Instagram, Dylan. Wave bye to Instagram.
Bye. IG.
We're back on YouTube.
Yes.
Only.
Two of you.
Your outfit you picked.
Yes.
Did you let your wife and your girlfriend help pick them?
I got her input.
Okay. Are you still wearing women's underwear?
No. I gave that up last week.
Did you? So now that you're in your second year, and 2 days when we spoke, I said to you that the biggest problem we have with the 5,000 salespeople in this room is that each one has to approach a customer the exact same way and say, "Hi, can I have a business card?" "Hi, can I have a business card? I'm Tim Byrne from Stadia. We do glass and doors."
Right.
And you pray to God that they're interested in glass and doors or they're not.
Right.
But the real goal for you is not actually. Sorry, this is a business-to-business trade show for our listeners, and we're at Camp Expo in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. It is November 28th. We're in the Metropolitan Toronto Convention Center. So, when you approach somebody, I think most salespeople take the standard approach. You go, "Hi, I'm Tim Byrne. What's your name?"
They go to
or they look at the tag.
introduction.
"Dylan, how are you?"
Right.
"I'm Tim."
Right.
No matter what, for the people walking by, it's incredibly awkward.
Oh, for sure.
Which then builds a huge.
But not even specifically this setting. Like anytime you have that first interaction with somebody, you know,
Listen, you could be
there's
at
that moment.
this Friday night coming up, you're going to your wife's
Yes.
Christmas party.
Yes.
First time.
Yes.
She's with a new company. Blah, blah.
Correct.
So, you think about the awkwardness of standing in a restaurant or somebody's home,
Right.
not knowing anybody, and your wife tiddlies away, runs
Yeah.
away,
And everybody knows one
it's
another.
it's just you walking up to somebody and saying, "Hi, how are you?" That in itself is difficult.
Very difficult.
So now try to do that for 9 hours a day.
For 3 days in a row.
Yeah, and by the way, the nice thing about Friday night is you can walk up to your wife and whisper to her, "Okay, I had enough. Can we go home? I'm done. I gotta get out of here."
Pretty much.
Tell them I have the diarrhea or something.
Hey, the diarrhea card always works.
Sure, especially for your spouse, right? You can always. I do this to my wife all the time. We had Joe Axton, who's a client of ours, a friend of mine. We were supposed to go to his 30th anniversary party. My wife hadn't seen each other in a week and a half.
Right.
And she said, "I really want to stay home with you, and I don't want to go out tonight." I said, "No problem. I'll call Joe and tell him you have the diarrhea."
There you go.
It always has to be the spouse who has the diarrhea.
There.
It can never be you.
Be you saying
Because that way they challenge you. And of course, then you got to lie about your voice, your sound, right? As far as I'm concerned, my wife said she had the diarrhea. I don't go check to see if she had.
Like when you have diarrhea.
Oh my God! You gotta walk with your hips out.
Yeah.
Go to
You have a waddle.
Okay, but so at the trade show, you aren't allowed to walk away. And you got 9 hours. You got 9 hours to say hi. 9 hours saying hi. How are you? Hi, Dylan. My name's Tim. 9 hours of that. How do you keep it fresh? How do you keep yourself motivated to have the same positive energy with the first guy today at 10 o'clock as you will with the last guy at 5 o'clock?
At 5.
And not find yourself standing around doing nothing or standing around avoiding people for half an hour. There's been moments, and I know this for myself personally, during a trade show, you almost want to avoid people for a little bit, regain some energy.
Get that moment.
I find that a lot of people suck energy from you.
And I think that it is about having that balance. You got to have a moment where you can take a little breather, step away for a second if you do feel a little bit overwhelmed or whatever. But for me personally, I enjoy the social aspect. So to stand around and chat with people and everything, that's no problem to me.
You know what one of your best skill sets are?
I think the physical, the standing all day,
knees, hips.
that is by far the worst. The social part is no problem.
And do you know why? I think, by the way, this is why I hired you. This is why you stayed with the company in that group of 10. And I'll talk about hiring technique later on. But the reason why Dylan's here today is because Dylan, A, cares. And I sense that from the first day he was in the room. And B, he gives off positive energy.
Thank you for that, by the way.
You're easy to make laugh. Not because you're simple or not complicated or intellectual, because you're positive energy to give people. And that in itself is addictive. So I would tell you your best quality at a trade show is that you're willing to laugh at anything and give off a little bit of energy, right? Give off a little bit of positive energy. So we're in aisle 1600.
Yes, 164.
Or there's one right there.
Aisle 1000 and walk all the way through.
Right.
By the time to get through us, I'm talking about for clients or people looking at all the farmer market construction goods.
Yes.
They're tired and exhausted by the time they walk by us. So you have to figure out how to approach them in a way that is going to make them smile,
You got to
make them stop for 2 minutes,
Right.
Not even engage in your product,
Right.
just engage in you.
Well, you see, and I think that's where the disconnect is.
Is there a small dolly we can use?
I think when a lot of people walk
loading
around
dock's right over there.
teaching your services and
Why can't you just carry it?
those people, I think customers
I can park on the north side.
somebody who can A, bring value, B, answer their
Go to the
phone,
lobby.
do as they say.
So-
and I think
fine.
once you cover those two things, the work will go.
But here in this,
Okay, I have the phone number.
Nice. You planning on doing a man?
I'm going to have to sooner or later. Today. So when you're in the
You're
show floor and they
gonna
don't
call
know who
this
you are,
number. This is
forget
Susan.
what you
She's
do in
gonna be
your
able to
job.
help you with that. Let her know that Doug had to park in the
How
north
do you-
side, and we have
you
to.
and I've heard of people come down the
goat to
aisles
get
at one time, not one or two people. So how do you stop them and go? How do you stop one? How do you stop 15? All in 90 seconds.
90 seconds, right?
And say hi and ask how they're doing and engage them. Not even ask how they're doing. Just engage them in a way that they're going to stop, laugh, smile, be intrigued, have some intellectual curiosity. Because your product really is secondary.
It is.
For all these people, it
It
is.
is.
Most people walk through the trade show floor, and this trade show is what? It's bigger than a Walmart. And they walk through it, and they walk through it in an hour.
Yeah.
And there's what? 1, 2, 3, maybe there's 20 vendors a row, 25.
He's calling
So
her right now.
everybody gets 1 minute.
Yeah, exactly. It's speed dating.
That's all right.
And if you
But they hate you.
if you get lucky,
But they don't want to date.
no, they don't.
They got
They're trying to get to the door.
permit.
Did you come? I said to you 2 days ago you have to come with 5 intro lines.
Yes.
And I said you should probably have one so that it's funny, one that's vulnerable, one that's intense, or I don't want to use the word angry. One that's intense, negative energy one for the person that's negative, right? Or
Feed them with the positive.
right. But so you have a positive one, a negative one, a happy one, a sad one, a funny one.
Yes.
Did you in your head?
I did.
Figure out,
I
entertain yourself with
sat
the
down.
idea?
I sat down with my girlfriend, funny enough, and wrote down a few, sent them to her, and just kind of, you have to go through them and keep on doing it, because if you just write them down and come and try and do it in the show.
And you have to say them, you have to be different than the other 5,000 sales reps here.
What about the show right now?
The truth is that most of us in this trade show by Monday morning will be free.
Okay, perfect.
Unfortunately.
Okay, thanks.
And that's actually something I think is very interesting. What are your goals at the end of this trade show?
I'm not sure if companies know why they come.
That's my honest question. And it's something I want to go around and ask people.
I don't know if they get value from it.
Like, are you trying to expand clientele, or are you here to, you know, for the
So
exposure?
I believe this is more about building your brand.
So
Value, more than just building your sales revenue.
company
I
goes
don't
together.
know if you should podcast prior to our sales.
I did, actually.
So I'm not sure if I'm not. I think these trade shows are. I don't think we send a bunch of salespeople in to do a bunch of branding, which is kind of an oxymoron.
You want me to come and give you
Rather than taking salespeople and telling them to go away, and bringing marketing and branding people.
as soon as you
No, we
Coke.
looked for a Coco booth. I
Coke?
haven't seen
They
one.
have not Coke.
I don't think Coco or anyone are
Coca-Cola.
have booths.
Coca-Cola. Oh, that had a big
We
head
walked
show
around last
too.
night.
Right?
Dylan Gosai. Everywhere other than downtown.
Everywhere other than downtown.
of Toronto. Everywhere other than downtown.
Yes.
These ones.
What were we talking about? Cocaine.
Yes, branding, marketing.
I think that Coca-Cola, if they did a trade show like this, they wouldn't send in a bunch of corporate salespeople.
I don't think so either.
I think they send a bunch of branding people. People that know how to get the brand out to people. So whether it's samples of Coke,
It should say in there
And
for exhibiting.
also, I feel that their booth would be something in which we kind of attempted here.
Why is it
They would
showing me
be
everything in
very,
fucking
very
Chinese?
intricate. They would try and do something crazy so that they could.
I
If
had
this
a
says
friend
how to
of
connect
mine.
external mic to Android, would you not
I
think that it
can't remember, by the way, if it was
would
Coke or it was Pepsi.
Would that not make you think
A
that
friend of mine,
this
this
video
one
is
back
going to show you
20 years
something in
ago.
English?
His name was Ian Lazenby. Huron's, at the time, going back 20 years ago, his girlfriend got a job. Ex-girl, like miles ago.
Yes.
Kids, university.
Okay.
Got a job with Coke,
Right.
running their marketing program across the country. So she got in a van and a trailer and drove across the country, branding the company, not selling the product.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it was just so much time. Which, by the way, is a totally different take than most small state-of-the-art glass.
I know.
Tiny company.
Compared to a Coca-Cola, of course.
We don't have the finances, the ability to actually make that happen.
But I think that should be more fuel to the fire to do stuff like this. Step into your comfort zone.
We're forced to do both.
You know?
We're forced to do branding, marketing, and we're forced to do selling, which is really complicated. To think all these people in this room, and for the most part,
And in a conversation to make that switch too.
the most part, by the way, most guys in here, because you get hooked onto a process and you get stuck doing one thing, I don't think you actually realize that you're, for most of us in smaller companies, we're only OS elevators,
Yes.
those big monsters.
Okay.
Most of us in the small businesses have to be a cheap bottle washer, cook,
Yeah, go for it.
hostess, waiter, and we don't get the luxury of having single silos for everything.
I think there's ways around it. I think there's ways around it. I think a lot of times, sometimes I personally walk around and say, it's kind of get a feel like everybody is there in the show. And I think that sometimes they'll put their personality
Yeah, I know.
in first because they should. I think that it's a lot of this
Attention visitors, the show will open in 10
Yeah, I
minutes.
also-
to add the word
Please turn any dogs
Sure, Karen,
in your
I think-
location at South Loading Dock. Don't forget to pick up your exhibitor badges and leave.
It's a customer. We're going to talk to him right now. We're still on YouTube. Hi, it's Tim Byrne.
See?
Michelle, how are you?
Always answer.
Good. You're live on the air on YouTube right now with me down at PM Expo, by the way. You're on a microphone. Woo! Because I promised to answer my phone. I'm sorry, I just thought I happened to be on the air, and I always promise all my customers I pick up the
Is
phone.
that our stuff?
So I was warning you before we even started.
Some of it, yeah. Okay, we gotta move that. We
You
can't
have that
doing
curved, you have that
that.
curved piece of glass, right?
I know, but we gotta shove it under the stage or do
Just working on
something.
your quote right now
a little bit
to
Robin?
get that.
Hope everyone's enjoying the show.
Yeah, because I'm down here at PM Expo. Could you do me a favor?
It's okay. It's your floor.
Could you take a picture from outside rather than from inside?
I come from Northbury, so I'm with you.
All right.
Awesome. Outside would be a lot better because it comes out of the curtain wall frame from the outside. Yeah, and then when I'm off the air, I'll give you a shout back.
Please, Kat. Please.
All right, Michelle, you take care.
Please. I'm
Bye,
parched.
bye, bye.
But
I'm parched.
Could you have a water bottle for Dylan?
Parched.
I'm parched.
Oh, I'm tangled up.
Thank you.
Yeah. The funny thing about being on YouTube or any of this is that this is real life. So when the phone rings, you got to answer it.
We still answer.
And I think what social media does, especially for our industry, it peels away the logos. It peels away the salad dressing, and you just get to see the vegetables. Not that we're vegetables. I would be a broccoli if I was, but I think that I think that social media takes away a lot of the shine. And I think why it's been working for us is when you take away the shine, when you take away the paint jobs, when you take away the camouflage, you come down and you're human. And you find out that somebody is normal. And me personally, and you, we all have skeletons in our closets.
Of course.
We all make mistakes. Doing something stupid, doing something bad, making a mistake doesn't mean you're a bad person. But what I think what a lot of the brands hide is their human side.
It's unfortunate though. I really think
I gotta tell you, vulnerability is a tough thing,
that
right?
is the driver, man. Like
Vulnerability, it's the driver to bring a connection and a relationship with a client. But it's also the biggest risk you can take because once you become vulnerable with somebody, you have the ultimate risk is that they're going to boot you to the curb.
For sure, which could do quite a bit to your ego. I think especially if you're in sales, you can't let this happen.
I think you have to be vulnerable all the time.
You have to be vulnerable. You have to find a way.
And ultimate vulnerability here is stand in front of somebody who walks up to you and does what it needs to be walking towards you and goes, you're like, and they just blew me off.
Yep.
And
It's happened to me before.
totally. And you have to actually have the audacity to turn around and go, hi, I saw you turn away. It must be my breath. You can carry on a conversation with somebody. You gotta do something. Right? If you don't, you're gonna miss that opportunity. Some of my, I would say that some of my best clients have been from my worst
moments, like
worst moments.
That's when they see the truth in the It's unfortunate.
The human side. I think we're all human. So these trade shows, I think you let down your guard, be a little vulnerable. Don't be afraid to make somebody laugh. Many years ago, 5 years ago, I put a piece of poo on the front cover of the brochure.
I do remember that.
Actually, you were here. Sorry, it was done. It was done when you got here. The ad campaign was done when you got here. There was bits and pieces of. Inside of the ad campaign was a motto, logo inside that said, "We do epic shit." And I took a lot of flack for that. I believe you did at moments because you were brand new. Took some flack.
I did.
That, ironically, I stole. There's not a. By the way, I've not had a good marketing day right here. I've stolen everyone. Every single marketing. That epic shit I did. Again, I stole it. A lot of people have been doing this for a lot longer. Microsoft runs a hacking weekend.
Connected. That's the right one.
And hacking weekend. So they bring in 5,000 kids into Silicon Valley, and they put them in teams, and they hack software, build software.
That's super cool.
It's a contest. And on the front of their T-shirts, it says, "We do epic shit." I stole it.
Brilliant.
Anybody can Google it. Microsoft, we do epic shit, or epic shit.
Right.
And it comes up. You can see the Microsoft logo, and we do epic shit. That's where I stole it. And I took so much flack for it. And then I'm thinking to myself, a mainstream company like Microsoft does it. It's stated during glass.
That was in the underneath.
We don't sell. By the way, Microsoft sells products to children. We're totally over 21, eh?
Yes.
Actually, we're totally over 50. Everybody in this industry is old. For me to be worried about epic shit is a far cry.
I think there's a lot.
But it's being outside the box, right?
Worse things that are going on in the world.
Totally, right?
To be worried about.
So you finish up the 3 days.
Yes.
What's your goal when you're done? What's your ultimate goal?
My ultimate.
Have you made one for yourself?
I have. My ultimate goal is end of this,
I don't think it needed a
there is certain people that I know are coming.
I don't know. That one's
So I want to try and.
Is it because this is where the only place you'll see them?
No, it's not because of the place, but it's because I've met them recently, being in the new territory that I'm in, everywhere other than downtown.
You were in downtown for 2 years?
2 years.
same parts.
So I know that there's certain people coming. I want to try and advance my relationship with them, whether that be here at the booth or maybe go somewhere else for lunch, whatever. That's good. Also, of course, working the floor, shake as many hands as I can. You can say goals you had in the first year. I think that should be on your docket.
We bought that software. It's called
Lead 123.
Lead 123, and it scans the barcodes, the tags. I know it's stupid. My daughter Catherine just said it's stupid, and I agree. But we need to collect information.
But it stops people from saying hello.
Right, and then you can focus on the scan, not the hello, not
And
the
they don't stop it because they scan and then
I think it's also a little bit more incognito now because we don't have the scanner, we have our phones, which is
a much nicer
you
touch.
know you have it in your pocket, bring it out then.
The problem with collecting all the data that you do at trade shows, for everybody's done a trade show, is nobody ever does any follow-up. So you get 5,000 business cards. By the way, as a business owner, I'd sit with, or a sales manager, I'd sit with my sales staff. Follow up. Mr. Doug Macy from Trust One is king of the follow-up.
Yes.
But most people get themselves, 100, 200, 300, 400 business cards from this trade show, walk out on Monday, and I'll say follow up. Nobody does. So for everybody at the show, what I suggest you do is collect all those business cards. Hundreds of them. Just collect them. Scan barcodes, get information. On Monday, let's pretend that we're going to be human and real at what we're doing. And no longer are we going to follow up all 1,000 people we saw. Let's pick 5. Let's pick 5 people.
Best interactions you had.
5 people to follow up with on the Tuesday after the show. Pick the 5 people. Because if you're going to pick 15, 20, 30, 40, it actually becomes overwhelming. The exercise, because not only, by the way, on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday do you go back to your normal job. The 28th, 29th, and the 30th of November, you left your normal job.
Yeah, exactly.
So you go out on Monday, and you actually are you making fun of me? You actually doubled your work. You actually doubled your workload from 3 days of not doing your job, being branding the company at a trade show. And then you went back into your job, which is already an 8-hour job, and dumping 500 contacts on it. You're supposed to pick up the phone and call. Tip number 17, do not send email on Monday, Tuesday,
That's
Wednesday.
true. I will always
Pick up the phone,
ask you
do not
for
send
yours,
email.
you know how I live.
But only pick 5.
Unless you don't want it, in
I think
which
pick
case.
5.
or not?
Interaction.
I wouldn't pick 10, I wouldn't pick 30, I wouldn't pick 100, I think you're killing yourself. Pick 5. Sit down with your team, and if you have a couple of emails in your hand, you're scared to give up to your team, I think you should go, okay, this one's a good one, I have my 5,
Right.
here's one for you.
Exactly.
I think you're being a bit of an idiot.
It's very similar to being on the show floor as well, because if you are making those calls over and over again,
Come on, you're bored. So only pick
you're trying to
5.
play catch up from last week. You gotta follow up with people.
And you're lying to yourself. By the way, your bosses are all lying to you when you tell them what you're doing. And some of them that use, what's that software for sales? Salesforce?
Salesforce.
So I know people that use Salesforce.
I don't follow up at all.
They lie. Well, they type everything in because you type in who you called, what you called, what you said.
Yes.
It's a lie. Leaving voicemails for salespeople is not a sales call. Leaving voicemails is not even a phone call.
Leaving voicemail doesn't count as an interaction.
It doesn't count as an interaction at all with your client. By the way, for all of you that
Who
are,
listens to voicemail nowadays?
I don't.
Anybody? Voicemails?
I don't listen to it, and I don't have it. I don't have voicemail. So for all you folks that are doing these 5 calls next week, the reason why I'm telling you to pick 5 is because I want you to phone the number, press 0, and press 0, and actually make your way into an office, make it into a human. Talk to Rachel or John at the front reception desk and find out where to get to go to so you can make contact with somebody. Calling somebody and leaving a voicemail is not a follow-up call. You're an idiot. You're an idiot salesperson if you leave a voicemail. So if you're a real salesperson making some commissions, you're an idiot if you leave a voicemail. For sales call. I'm not talking about for doing data. If you're in the middle of a transaction with somebody and you have a fact
I think
of a job.
specifically, let's say to follow up.
I tried to listen to the show there.
Sometimes
No, unless listen, the only time voicemail can be viable is if you're in the middle of a job, like physical transaction, and you're leaving a fact. You know, I measured the glass, and it's 24 by 24. I want to let you know that. Call me. I got leaving a fact. But calling up for a sales call, you're not advancing the situation. So A, don't leave voicemail. Do not send email. Email's a new junk mail. It's a new Canada Post. It's a new Canada Post. Do not send junk mail.
It's receipt of a transaction.
Yeah, so email should only be a receipt of a transaction already completed verbally. You can send the email if you talk to the person already. You can't send email if you haven't talked to them.
It makes sense. And the text message always misinterpreted.
Killing Ghost Sign?
Mr. Byrne.
Stadia Glass and Door, the best little glass company in Toronto.
When he gets excited, he goes.
We had our Christmas party on Saturday night. Before I let you go, I realized that this is today probably it. No problem.
And I'm like, yeah, okay.
It's the big head. Today at Stadia Door and Glass, we've gone through highs and lows and some ups and downs over the years. And by the way, any company that tells you they have it on. We have the best team I've ever seen. This goes beyond. My brothers are partners, and this is better than when my brothers were partners. This is better than any team I've ever had in 31 years. The closeness, the intimacy, the kindness, the 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We have a job that's gone bad and need help.
Reach out and help
I love that. No problem. Saturday night when I was telling the staff that gave me goosebumps. I don't know if it did for anybody else in that room. I had goosebumps telling everybody this is the best team that I've ever seen in 31 years. It made my breath stop. I actually felt my voice crack at a certain point telling people that.
It's like, so it's like, it still just feels really, really good, obviously, to be a part of something like this. I feel like I've still kind of seen a little bit of a transition. It's been only 3 years, but it's been interesting nonetheless, and I thank you for the opportunity to sit down.
Good luck and have a great show.
Shout out to Mexico, shout out to the folks at Toronto. Thank you.
We're going to do, I'm going to do that. We're going to do morning announcements through Facebook. And we're going to do what would be the best to do our morning announcements for Stadia Door and Glass, Byrne on Demand, and what would be the best venue? Instagram, YouTube. I can do Instagram right live with me from here. Right?
I don't know if everyone has Instagram. I think. Oh no, I didn't. I'm so sorry. Kevin's out here.
Well, she's left and we're still on the air, and she needs to come back.
That's okay. We can sing a song.
No, you come here.
I could sing if you'd like.
I'm gonna go get Kevin. Okay, I'm gonna go.
Oh, is Kevin here?
Kevin the Goat has arrived.
Arrived.
It's
gonna be fun.
I don't know. She said that everyone in the dock is freaking out about the goat.
Why is everybody freaking out about a little baby
Freaking
goat?
out.
Alex, so are we going to let this run? You want to zoom into this camera while I go off the air for 10 minutes?
Yeah, we can do that.
And then I'll figure out how we're going to do the morning announcements. I'm going to call Michael Z at our office, or Mike Wiggin. I'm going to see if I can guys who go on YouTube or go on Instagram or however we're going to broadcast.
I think it might be the easiest to just keep it on YouTube and have everyone go on YouTube.
Go on YouTube after. That's probably the best way.
After?
Because you can go on YouTube without an account.
Live, or you can do it, yeah.
So I say we send out an email with a link and
On
say,
the ball.
in 10 minutes, we're going to do...
Gotcha. So this is Tim Byrne. Tim Byrne Almost Live. We're down at PM Expo 2018, Metropolitan Toronto Convention Center. Kevin the Goat has arrived. The show has really got their knickers in and out about Kevin the Goat. Dylan Gosine from the Stadia Glass and Door is sitting with me.
Yes.
We're getting ready to shake some hands. You got sweaty armpits?
Really excited.
Sweaty armpits.
Hey, I embrace the sweaty armpits. I embrace them.
That's sweaty armpits.
I'm going to wear the black shirt.
Oh,
Hide the sweat stains.
And my wife loves the blue, so she picks my wife picks it up, and I'm like, blue's bad. Okay, so I'm going to take 10 minutes to get some water, a cup of coffee, get Kevin the Goat in here. I'm going to talk to my office at Stadia Door and Glass and Byrne on Demand General Contracting handyman, because we're going to do morning announcements.
That was great.
I can explain more announcements. I'm looking like I'm explaining to you, but I can explain to our viewers.
Hello there.
So we do at Stadia morning announcements at 10 o'clock. So about 2, 3, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, we started doing morning announcements in the office. It was a way to communicate our performance of the day, some current news issues in like just normal society stuff, so our staff had things to talk about. I realized a lot of millennials didn't have current news. I still watch CP24 or CBC or CFTO, and a lot of millennials under 30s don't have any current news. And it may not be relative, it just may be funny, right? Not current.
Not in their aisle.
Ironically, the most current generation of all don't keep up with current news. So we do a vital signs. We talk about the companies how it's operating yesterday. When we talk about current news, we talk about internal news. What new things are going on? When we're going to fire Dylan. Goals. We talk about safety. What else we talk about? Safety. So we do safety, vital signs, internal, external, and then usually the speaker gets to say something. Speaker's comment. Which I love. This happens every day at 10 o'clock, and everybody from the truck drivers to the guys on site, the guys sitting on the swing station, the salespeople to the president, the CFO, the general managers, the vice president, everybody gets a chance to do it, whether you've worked for the company 1 day, 1 year, or 30 years. And it's okay, so we started doing this. Every single day we do it, because we need people to interact with our clients. And if you're afraid to stand up and do morning announcements in front of your peers, people, you hang around with people at your office more than you hang with anybody else, and you're not willing to stand up and speak in front of them. Ironically, we had people that cried. Yes. We've had staff that refused. I was super nervous even myself. Everybody's super nervous now, dude.
To be honest, in the beginning, yes.
Still now?
I feel like I shook it off a little.
Really? I'm gonna get a.
The goat's here.
The goat is here.
So I'm gonna step off here. I'm gonna wave to everybody. This is Timber almost live with PM Expo down at the Metropolitan.
What are you looking for?
In Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And my American listeners, Toronto is a little tiny town just north of the border, which is quite similar in size to
We the North. That's all I want to say.
We the North.
We the North.
Raptors are doing okay, eh?
Oh my God.
I just changed subjects. We got a bit of an audience right now because we got a silly goat here.
I'll probably cut that conversation. That will go on for a long time.
I love the Raptors right now.
Oh, me too.
Okay, I'm gonna wave.
Well, 647-524-6324. I always have to wait. Sorry.
That's your cell phone number.
Oh, that is special. I'm gonna.
How are you? Good. You just here watching us. Well, so maybe next season. The Arbors, I don't know.
Another one?
Look at that.
Oh, well, thank you, sir.
That's not.
I don't have a radio on. I called him Kenny instead of him. Okay. So we'll go by 3, so that way you have the accident.
Look at where the chairs are out. Let's, I'll see you in here. I don't think anyone's
Just gotta be a bear.
I don't know. No idea. I was going to do the morning announcements from here.
Welcome your 30th anniversary and building show. The 2018 show is now officially open. Enjoy the show.
Okay, so I'm just going to give me 20 minutes to.
You can use some like hay or something.
I just got to go to the show, get stuff, clean it up.
No, here it goes, Al. Al, your goat's pooping.
Why is there a lot of mess? Is everything all right? I need this with me for half an hour before I do the announcements. So I need you to send an email out saying the announcements are going to be done from the show. Okay? Thanks, man.
Hey, you know what John said we could do? He said we could find a way to build the TV into your backdrop.
Yes, you can.
Oh, I didn't know if you knew that.
Where'd Al go?
Just put the cage in the back. Yes, you do.
Hey, how are you?
Said next week was okay, but last night I had a job cancellation, so I might be able to do it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I didn't want to confirm until I talked to her at the office this afternoon. She was okay for
Well,
me.
the goat is
I told her that I might have an opening Friday, but I might have an opening Friday, so she might come up.
No, I don't. The library. You guys can go on the show.
Hey, Kevin. Good timing.
Vice President Watt was. Is there a little I need to know. I need a tutorial for that. There's a bunch of people. So now. What's our farm here? Does this work? I'm sorry.
You turn the cap at the front and pour it in your cup.
Why was that attached?
So that you can carry it all in one piece.
I would answer for the supervisor.
How you guys doing?
Two ways.
I'm just trying to get it right now.
No blue yet. Looks right there though.
You have.
Made it.
But where's the leash? And then I give it to you. Oh, fuck.
Want me to give them a rope at the loading dock?
Oh, we're gonna need it.
A leash? Were you going to bring it for a walk?
Nope. It always had a leash last time. No, so when it escapes cat, you can't just talk all about it. And it escapes.
Do the goat derby.
No, it's not funny.
I thought it was funny.
It's funny when you lose.
I could get a rope with like a little bit of a lasso going.
The guy at the loading dock though knows the player and his dad. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go do a lap of
I'll let you know.
Good luck with the goat. Nice, thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to do more announcements. I made D send website over. Perfect.
Would you like me?
You should have your business card though before you do anything else. And some more sticky notepads.
Sure, it's just great. Hi.
You're saying, I Zoom in, eh? That's great. It's on Facebook. I don't want to stand here.
I didn't want to stand here.
How are you? You like that, eh?
Hi everybody, it's Tim Byrne. I'm not even looking right here. Hello. Hi Al. What's wrong? A few things aren't working today, Al. It's okay. We are live at PM Expo, Metropolitan Toronto Convention Center, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I am Tim Byrne. This is Tim Byrne, almost live at PM Expo.
Ready to go. Ready to go. Sounds good. Awesome. The doc staff are listening.
Right now, I know that Byrne on Demand is live with us. I pulled the screen next to tape. That's a picture of Dylan on there. Just getting the goat set up and my announcement set up. And I'm going to be right to my staff.
You guys are contractors. I remember you guys put on a skylight there. So this is just to get through.
What are you doing? Something fun? I got to see what I'm doing.
Does it work?
I'm a farmer from way back.
Hey Al, you want to pull that screen back and put me on the screen, please? No. Yeah, you didn't have to do that. That's okay. Let me turn it on. Thank you. Now zoom in a little bit. Just a little tiny bit. A little bit more. Hi, it's November 28th. This is Tim Byrne from Tim Byrne Almost Live. And this is the Stadia Byrne On Demand announcements for today. The pictures in the background, this is from the Dylan segment we did earlier today. Safety.
Your garbage that was sitting on your
Oh, so for anybody who's listening who's not part of Stadia or
Good, how are you?
Byrne On Demand, I'm going to just do one last thing here.
What, like, really?
Doing the announcements.
Did you tell everybody that you were doing
We are telling people right now, if you start texting the guys out for me,
Why don't we just send out an email?
we already did, but they won't read the email.
Oh, it's okay. Okay, I'll do that.
Let's just do this one last time just so we get that. We're doing the announcements. So, Stadia and Byrne On Demand do announcements every day.
Very good. Greatest of all time. This is Kevin.
Hi, Kevin. Thank you.
Every day we do the announcements. It's a way for us to all communicate. We let the staff actually do them every day, whether you're a truck driver, clean the toilets, make the coffee, sign the checks, whether you run guys, run a job, do coffee, ride a swing stage, sit in a Zoom boom, run a podcast. We do announcements every day, and one of the staff do it. The idea of this was to allow the staff to interact with us, become better public speakers. We've had everybody do a rap song to cry, to suggest putting dick pics, not in our work order system. So, good morning Stadia, good morning Byrne On Demand. Welcome to PM Expo in Metropolitan Toronto Convention Center, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I am Tim Byrne. I am your announcements for this morning. Safety.
Tim is going to do the announcement.
I want you to all remember, when I was a kid, and I was 13, 14, 15 years old installing glass with my dad would always tell me to climb to the top of the scaffolding and sit at the very top. And hold on to the suction cup. He just put me up there because he knew I couldn't get hurt. I want everybody to remember that when you're on a job site, I want you to have a way out and escape. And I don't care whether you're driving a car, by the way, or you're on a swing stage, or you're on scaffolding. I want you to be consciously aware of your way out, an escape route, a safety place to go. We all need that. And don't go in either lifting up a piece of glass or doing something on a job site. It looks dangerous. It looks dangerous, smells dangerous. It is dangerous to have an escape route. My dad, ironically, when I was a kid, I didn't understand why he was telling me to go to the top of the scaffold, why he told me to stand on the edge. He'd just say, go to the top and stand there, move off to the left. And you're like, okay, put your body around the corner of the column. All right, but it's hard to lift the glass that way. I don't care, he'd say, because he was looking for an escape route. Today, we should be practicing every time we're on a job site. Our vital signs. This is where I get to put on my glasses. And and I get to tell you all about the vital signs for the day. Vital signs, Byrne man. Your average time to close a work order from open to grave is 19 days. That's not bad. We'd like to be in the teens. For any customers watching this right now, 19 days is a fairly, and I know most companies probably couldn't tell you how long it takes from cradle to grave to finish a job. That's from the moment you email us or call us to the moment we invoice you is 19 days on average. We'd like to keep that in around the 17, 18 day mark. There's 133 real live work orders being done in movement right now. And yesterday we launched 15 new work orders and we invoiced 5 jobs or something wrong with invoicing. Stadia, you have 256 jobs open right now. That includes all quotes that are considered live or not canceled yet or still in negotiating stages, as well as work orders. Just for everybody knows this, it's kind of a split. So there's the same amount of work orders, almost the same amount of quotes. 150 work orders open, 120 quotes open, 130 quotes open. We only launched 8 yesterday. It's funny, the PM Expo, we launched 8 invoice today. The reason why is PM Expo, actually funny, it sucks away a lot of our clients down here. We actually have people standing around right now watching us, talking to Kevin the goat. And Alex needs to vacuum up some poop. This goat's going to start to smell, and Febreze the goat. Because we like to Febreze our goats. In the news, Ukraine is having it's a police state right now. Martial law. This is really dangerous.
I mean, that would be a great idea. He doesn't like that at all.
It's really dangerous. PM Expo is going on. We're 3 days down here, live broadcasting off of YouTube. Really exciting, really different, really unusual venue, especially to run this podcast for 8 hours at a go. Internal news, we had our Christmas party. It was fantastic. I know that you talked about it already, announced it a bunch of times. Holiday schedule is coming up. We got a brand new truck in motion, got a brand new car with the fancy camouflage over it. Doug, Dylan, Andy, myself, Kat Byrne, a couple of hours every day, and Alex Byrne all down here at the show. So the technicians that need help with Wendy, Alex is here. So I'm sorry she's a little late in there, and if you need product put on, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry to you. My special comments to finish off the announcements today. And make sure that you have a great day. I think you give off positive energy or negative energy. You actually have to choose that every day. And I think if you stop and take a deep breath, you're going to realize that positive energy will attract the positive things towards you. Have a great day, guys. Be safe on the swing stages. Be safe driving around. Keep a smile up. Answer your phones. Do not let anything go to voicemail. Take care. Hope to see you down here at PM Expo. Metropolitan Toronto Convention Center, Toronto, Ontario. And I am Tim Byrne. This is Tim Byrne Almost Live. Take care. And we're going to stay broadcasting, even though we're going to go have a sip of coffee.
Hey. Hey. It's all right. Look.
Do you have the code there?
It's a goat. A goat. What? It's okay. We can play goat. We can play goat. And we're going to go back to that. We're still live. Who's coming up next?
Stephen Emberley, I actually have to give him a call.
Who?
Stephen Emberley from the Pinnacle.
Oh, right on. Here you go, sweetie.
Alright, so we're all set. We are scanning. We have the ability to scan.
That's so rude.
Hi, Stephen. I was just calling to make sure that you're still coming in about half hour over there.
How's everything going with your podcast?
I don't know.
All right, I'll talk to you.
Do you feel good about it? Sounds good. Just feel it.
He's gonna leave it at
my
3,
God.
ain't you?
Oh, well, thank you. You, buddy.
That is terrible.
No, I didn't get it.
Hi, Hardy.
Stephen Emberley.
I'm your 11 o'clock.
Our last one got 5,000 listeners in 6 hours. I gotta tell you, the more human you are, the better it is.
Would you like to meet Kevin the Goat?
Yeah, I want to meet Kevin the Goat. Hey, buddy. Hey. Are you supposed to poop and then they vacuum? Yeah, bud.
Oh, I see.
Where is those little brochures for convertible flights?
Oh, 3 whole days? Kevin's only here for 2, though. He's not going to come for the half day. He's only allowed 2 days of snacks? I need, like, keys or something.
How are you, Doug?
We do. Kevin looks pretty clean, but...
In a rough drive down here. I was crying most of the time. But then I turned on the Christmas music.
Oh, and he likes it.
Quieted right down.
Is he in the front seat?
I was in the back.
Oh, that's safer. Kevin! Take care.
This is Kevin the Goat, our mascot, yes. And his guards. How are you guys doing? No pads, please.
My name's Dylan. Nice to meet you.
Too, John.
Where are you based?
Yeah. No, I'm good. He's gonna be happy.
All kind of people.
All day.
Yeah, he's like, this is the best ever.
What do you have to do to sign off to get a goat in the show? You know,
Yeah.
You can't even bring coffee or water, right? So then to bring a goat, I don't even want to know the hoops.
They don't need salespeople anymore. Just need the goat.
I don't know what. I don't want to know what the goat had to do. But I'm sorry for you, buddy. Good. How are you? I saw this on LinkedIn. I had to come see. Was just goat real or like a metaphor, or was it like greatest of all time? You know, the goat like this, right? The goat. No, it's an actual goat. Very true. I thought you were the goat. Right?
How are you doing?
Good. Good to see you, John. Bring me? It's fun stuff. That's cool, right? Yeah. Shaking it up. That's the way to bring me. Are you live streaming or
Yeah, actually, we are.
I just and go like aisle to aisle just go this way to get a feel. This is the only place. Yeah.
What do you want me to talk about?
Yeah, I was going to talk, so we can set beats again. This is the hot spot. Because it is real
Do you have a topic, or you just have a speaker on your screen? Okay. I know I've listened to some, but I haven't been like a regular listener.
We've had a engineering science on, gravity engineering on.
I mean, I have a little bit of room.
But I want to make sure if you go on, it's not a sales pitch, right? That I'm out there like educating, right? Like, bring something to the table.
Picking forward, usually it's an hour, we show up in funny entertainment.
You're going to feed them?
Just break it in half.
Yeah, there's a little sales plugs here and there, but yeah.
Just make sure people know your Zoom.
My name, but
But it's custom graphic.
You're real. This is real.
So I don't really know anything.
that's actually pretty awesome.
You were heard carrots instead.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I just not going to look very good.
Where?
I don't think it's
I've been this. Well, lots of things.
Yeah, and I can, so when we can lower it a bit, I'll keep the text for like
You want to change the...
yeah, so I'll go my email.
Now I'm on the supplier side. I love it.
You know, this is hard to like.
Steve Eichelson is watching.
Steve Eichelson is watching the show right now, making rude remarks to me on text.
Are you supposed to do an 10 o'clock interview?
We're doing 11 o'clock. We just did the morning announcements.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, told all the staff to go. Hey, Al. Feels like cameras a little bit back to Kevin the goat.
I did it again, that's not mine.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Tim Byrne. This is Tim Byrne Almost Live. We're down at PM Expo, Metropolitan Toronto Convention Center, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I'm Tim Byrne. This is Tim Byrne Almost Live. My camera is There's a little goat. You see the goat? Oh, it's gone.
I didn't want to take
Kevin
away.
the goat here. He's down at the Metropolitan Toronto Convention Center. We're in aisle 1600. Kevin stinks. Actually, almost to the point where I can't handle it. Today,
Don't
I've
say
been brought to you by
that.
Stadia Glassing, a 24-hour glass door service here in Southern Ontario, Ottawa, West Hamilton, all the way to Barrie, Ontario. Actually,
Break it in
all
half
over
though.
Canada,
Make sure they
especially
break it in half because he's a little goat.
whether it's
So only needs a little carrot.
I'm here with Byrne on Demand, general contracting and handyman.
They're still too
They
big.
operate all over Canada. Most of the clients come out of the U.S. They
We're on the 800th floor.
work for retailers all across Canada.
We're not sure, but Alex keeps touching it, so I don't know.
Hudson's Bay.
Go to the
The
far
rumors
left.
it is,
They'll come
Alex.
over here.
That's
We're feeding it goat.
so bad.
A little bit of work for
Is that your
Scotia,
coffee?
and then a little bit of work for everybody. Cross-based stuff, drywall, plumbing,
I picked
a
a
little
good
electrical,
location.
flooring,
Yeah,
painting.
that's right.
It looks like I want to fix
Some
mine.
of these subcontractors,
Listen, if you, if I go back in my car, so
Media for the media.
we would really not have people here.
Prime real estate.
That goat's gonna be loaded with carrots. It's gonna be big.
Hey, Al. We should make sure that you don't feed them too many carrots, or else we don't want to feed Kevin to go very often.
We'll just pretend like we don't have carrots.
I don't want to.
I do. Nice little container.
You don't want me here.
Right?
I don't want you.
No, it's not.
So that you can just
Alex, who do we have coming up on the show?
Stephen Emberly from the Pinnacle.
Steve and Emily from the Pinnacle.
coaching events.
I need my work done. Can you do it?
I don't know, you'll have to ask me.
They're old company too.
Okay, so there's a lot of pinnacles. I don't know what pinnacles
There's a lot of pinnacles.
When I was looking for his...
It's like Andy Byrne from some pigeon security. There's a lot of pigeon security.
It's a weird mix.
And it's funny because Stadia, you know when you Google Stadia, you know what comes up Stadiums. And Stadia magazine out of the US. When you do Pinnacle, Parent, E1, Oppose it, it doesn't come up, right? You find yourself a brand that isn't sticking out it makes Byrne a good name too, not unusual. Even Ireland's tiny, small, and throw in Byrne, people I-R-N-E, and nobody's aware, right? Wait for the goat. We're going to have a sexual harassment claim when the goat leaps out and bites a booth.
It's not going to happen. It already happened.
Right? It could be a goatastrophe.
Alex, we can have a half
That's Kevin the goat.
We're limiting. Come back in a bit. We're limiting. Or else
Kevin the goat comes on the air with every Wednesday night.
Vegan protesters like any minute, right?
Every Wednesday night we do a podcast for property management at 5 o'clock, and we can publish Kevin the goat's on the show with me. I did find out that goats have the regeneration power, so I've cut off his leg several times and eaten it, and it's grown back.
Okay, that's when the vegans are gonna come.
I've never killed a goat. I've thought about killing the goat. He's very nice though, isn't he? Super friendly, right? As long as you have a carry duty, we follow you all around the convention center. Pinnacle Consulting is coming on the River Consultants. We're going to do a whole hour with him. Which I think is very exciting. We're really unusual to have the opportunity to do a podcast live here at PM Expo in Toronto, Ontario. 25,000 people have passed. 250,000 square foot facility with 1,000 vendors that are all over the place. Funny enough, the intention is to be brought to us through Go here on the site and running a live feed off of YouTube. We're trying to get the Instagram thing going. We had a problem with the phone. This is all being recorded, so at the end of the 3 days, we're going to then chop this up into smaller bits for you and broadcast them over the next several weeks. For my friends in the United States, Mr. Broadcaster, who always demands a shout out. Shout out to Broadcaster. Shout out to Broadcaster. I've been brought to here by Byrne the Man Handyman and Stadia Glass and Door. Go Cat Byrne. Go Cat Byrne.
Well, I mean, you want to go. So are these
At 11 o'clock, which is in 15 minutes time, so everyone's tune me out, forget about me for 15 minutes. At 11 o'clock, Pinnacle Engineering is going to come on here, consultants is going to consultants to do everything else to charge. And when they see the marketplace and where everything's going to go, I am Tim Byrne. This is Tim Byrne almost live. We are at PM Expo.
I'm leaving for 20 minutes.
Alex is leaving. You can't leave. Show starts in 15 minutes.
I'll leave for 10 minutes.
You can leave 5. Alex Byrne can leave 5 minutes. That's all you can leave for us. You take the whole pond.
I'm not going far.
You take the whole pond.
I'm doing a...
Pinnacle Consulting, roofing consulting coming on in 15 minutes. Everybody just zone out, leave me alone, and I'll get back to you. Now,
You do a great job entertaining yourself.
that's all I'm doing right now, entertaining myself.
Are you going to go stick this?
Because this is live. Huh? I don't want to.
He's the mascot.
Yeah, we do water. Yeah.
kill it later, need it. His name is Kevin. Just can't.
Perfect. Then you're supposed to be.
Yes.
No, I didn't. So cute. He's a very good host.
You ever thought about doing a podcast?
Nope.
You want to do one?
Nope.
Sure.
Yeah.
We do all kinds of companies. We're Pinnacle Roofing right now. Pinnacle Consulting right now.
I've got a Facebook feed.
You do?
Just today.
Have to go, you get some notepads anyway.
Sure. Nice to come here.
We do a podcast. Sure.
Oh, okay.
Sure. We do a podcast, so we actually do other companies. We do a podcast every Wednesday. So like Quadrille, the goat happens to be on the show. Saying that, Steve Glass, Warren Byrne, the man who becomes the sponsor. But I've been doing this for but if you have a company, you have a profile, you want to record videos, you want to keep the goal? We record for an hour, we cut it down to half an hour, and we do
And you're going to go together.
Please do it, please. It's good for all companies, development for all companies.
I think they took the carrot.
Because I can only chocolate. Why?
Okay. We're just biting the cake. Where are you from?
Toronto. This is Kevin. There you go. There you go.
Yes.
Oh, break it in half when you're giving it to him, please.
Listen, yeah. Kevin ain't there. I have a house in the city, but I have a farm too. You got to split it in half. You cannot give it to me whole. No, you can't. I can't let. I can't let you give that to me whole. I know, but I'm still responsible for it. I own it. That goes mine. That's Kevin. No, Kevin's mine. I own Kevin. And I can't, Kevin's 4 years old, I can't give Kevin big pieces of carrots. It's Kevin's joke.
Yeah. This guy is the owner of this theater. No, it's parking.
Alright, dude.
Hey. PCA dropped off the membership.
That was the last one.
What do we need to do, sir?
Alright, here, come sit down.
Yeah, you are at the top.
That is your headset.
I can go on.
Doesn't matter? No, it doesn't matter. I'm going to help you anyway.
While you're waiting, notepads for you.
I won't tell you. What do you got? Yeah, for sure, right? Right?
Unbelievable.
any business cards? Hi, it's Tim Byrne. This is Tim Byrne almost live. We're down here at Canada Expo. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Go ahead and give me ABC there. ABC. Do it again. ABC. Check one, check one. Hey, let's go. Do you play an instrument? Hi, Stephen. How are you? I'm Tim Byrne. We haven't met, eh? Nice to meet you. First time? Actually, this is the first time for us to. I just took this camera with Alex never showed.
These are my shepherdess. Tim does the podcast.
What a marketing idea.
Thanks, Al. Look,
I
Alex.
got a cookie while I was gone.
I've done a lot of shows over the years. He's great.
Hi, I'm Tim Byrne. This is Tim Byrne almost live. I'm here with a good friend of mine, Stephen, who's became my best friend right now. You're with Tri-Tech, Pinnacle, Roof, and Building Envelope Consultants. Funny enough, this is a really weird thing we're doing down here at Canada Expo. At the Metropolitan Toronto Convention here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And we're putting on a live podcast, and you're actually our second. We're the first day of a 3-day show. Are you working all 3 days?
I will be down here. Looking forward to big smiling faces coming out to see us.
What do you do for Tri-Tech?
My job basically is I'm doing envelopes and sales consultants.
Like you do the inspections yourself?
Our job as a consultant is to work and assist clients with roofing and building.
Like a monthly fire.
You were in the technical side.
I sell technical services.
So are you yourself in the field? Or
my background is many years ago, 1993.
So who hires you?
Who hires us?
Yeah, who hires you?
Basically, what we have is clients that are actually looking for a third opinion. They've had a contractor come out and say, you need to do or you should do this. We've got multiple opinions. Our job is basically to work with the client to see exactly what is necessary.
Are you usually called in after they've already gotten the first opinion? Because you said this, by the way, your first sentence said, we're a third opinion. Yeah. So that means they call you after they...
I would say they've been told they need to re-roof, $1 million, $500,000 repair, $3,000 in repairs. So they're stuck. They don't know where to go. Our services basically are to look forward. Our services are based on doing an evaluation first. What exactly are the issues that they're meeting their needs.
So when they call you, they usually in decision.
There are times where we're reactive, and my goal is to try to get the client to become proactive.
So you guys actually consult, and because you said that you called in on a reactive basis. You ever called in on a weekend? Something
we do have a service called Link Tracker. What that does is we make a phone number and say I've got a link, and then we take it from there. We dispatch the roofer.
Sorry, you have a phone number 1-800. Got a link. What's the number?
I don't have it, unfortunately. Basically, what it is, it's a service that we offer to a client for a nominal fee, and that fee basically for approximately, let's say, $100, we take care of everything. And we get it back at 3 o'clock in the morning.
All right, sorry, I got to explain this to you. $100.
So I make one phone call, I ask specific questions based on
$100 one time per call.
So the roofers are going to go out that we are some form of relationship with, and they're very experienced with the roofer already. Or we'll actually assist in the concept of getting a property roofer that's out there. We've had others that are addressing the issue.
So you have a network of roofers you use that are in different markets? Like
most definitely. Yeah, we're a national-based company.
Are you?
Yes.
Do you have offices in other cities?
We're based out of Ontario, we're based out of Vancouver. Sorry, my apologies. We have Calgary, Toronto, and Halifax.
What?
Yeah,
Wow. How long have you guys been doing this?
Pinnacle, funny enough, was recently acquired by Tritec.
Okay, because I thought it was just Pinnacle. Sorry, and I saw your card, and that scared me that I was talking to the wrong company.
No, we're the same company. Basically, what it is two companies have merged to bring more services, more people needing quicker response and more expertise, and the goal here is to make sure that
Is the Tritec Pinnacle model, is it a group of engineers that have a partnership with each other at a law firm? Is that how it's treated?
Not quite like that. We're not engineers. We're specialists, so nothing against engineers. A lot of times we get calls from architects and engineers saying, I need a specialist to come go to the doctor, this is the problem, make photographs. Okay, let's go see my buddy Steve, he's a podiatrist. And that's what you need. So we're
So you're called in by the owner. So you do roofs, flat, slope, metal.
No, so anything that keeps the water from into the building, we would do. Curtain wall, we'll do glass.
Who does your? Sorry, because of stadium or glass is connected to this. Who does all your glass? Sorry, not who the contractor is. Your technical people in the field, the actual consultants, it's just because they're specialists. They've come from the industry, not from an engineering point of view, but purely from a practical point of view, about being in the field. So when you hire a consultant, you convert somebody over to consultism.
Right.
You convert somebody over to being a consultant. Do you take them from do you take a lead foreman, a head guy from Antimex, an Oldcastle,
if that's what's necessary,
a Flynn, and bring them in and go, we want you to be our professional body in four-sided structural glazing?
Prior to that, we do an evaluation. All we want to know is what are the current conditions. There are times where people say to me, my roof's leaking. It's not the roof.
Yeah, but how do you hire consultants? Do you hire them from these guys?
We are the consultants.
Sorry, but how do you find a new guy to work for you? How do you find an expert? Like when you're recruiting, I'm talking about at an HR level.
Right.
And I know you're not part of the HR side.
Yeah.
But an HR level, how do I? Because you're not an engineer, right? Quote unquote. And you have the intellectual curiosity of a consultant.
Correct.
So you're not a contractor. Contractors are executional.
Most definitely. Yep.
Right. And you are intellectual curiosity. So how do you pick somebody to become a consultant?
Well, basically what it is your education, or you actually could be from the industry. Some of our people have come from roofing companies. We have people that are educated on building envelope, and it comes from experience, to be honest. It's we do a lot of mentoring in our company. We do a lot of...
You do?
Yes, most definitely. We have a lot of young guys up and coming that are learning the industry, and by learning the industry, they become experts.
Do you find that the better, and I'm being very frank with you, do you find the better consultant is the guy who's been from the field, or the guy that's been from the university or the college?
You get
I'm talking about frontline consultant guy, not the sales guy.
If you want somebody that's got long-term experience and the property's been around for a long time, then yes, you would bring that individual in. We do have a new construction division.
You do?
Yes, most definitely. And
so you're not just dealing with people's catastrophes.
No, we're starting right fresh. We want to make sure it's done correctly from the beginning. So we make sure that the product that's been specified is correct. We make sure...
So does an architect hire you?
Yes.
Does an architect hire you or a general contractor?
Well, the architect mandates that Pinnacle Tritec is brought in as the third party company.
Even on new construction?
Most definitely, yes. Yeah, most definitely a lot. A lot of times how it works is after 2 years, property management companies are then brought in to look after the building.
Of course, yeah.
And then they pass the baton to Steve in the property management division. That's simple as, excuse me, that's as simple as it can be, is that the person said you've done the evaluation. You want to make sure that whatever product's put in, one, you get warranty. That's the biggest thing. And the value of our services are you've got a service that's been looked at.
Is the third-party consultant during the base building new construction in the last 5 years a newer concept? I know in the USA we've been doing it, but here in Canada, is it a newer concept to have a curtain wall consultant or a roofing consultant on prior to the concrete being poured?
Most definitely.
It is, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
And matter of fact, it actually starts at the concrete. We have strategic alliances with clients that we work with them, and they say we're going to be pouring concrete. We say that's fine. We're going to buy to do the concrete evaluation. That's a third-party company. Once everything's been put in, they start to put in the curtain wall. Then they say, Pinnacle, you're going to take over now and start doing the inspection.
But it's really a new. I mean, for owners here in Canada, the last 5-7 years. hiring a consultant for the install is a new thing,
Most
right?
definitely, yes, because the value is what...
How do you convince them?
Well, the value that I bring to the table is I'm the most affordable insurance you'll ever have.
It's funny you say that, though. Anything that's new, and I'm a guy that likes to do innovative new stuff all the time, and anytime you do something new, it always seems to be a little bit of a hurdle, a brick wall, something in front of you. Doing these podcasts, I had a lot of hurdles with people not wanting to do it, unsure. Meanwhile, I'm not the first guy to do a podcast, and I won't be the last. Yeah. But when you bring something new to a marketplace, people get all, no, that's not how we do it, right? That's not how we do it. That's not how we've done it. We don't do it that way. The reason why we hired Ellis Dawn is because they're Ellis Dawn. We don't need to do that. And in the U.S., they're a bit more risk-takey than Canadians.
I agree.
We don't change as quick up here. Yeah. We just don't. We don't move as much. 30% of our listenership, by the way, the people who are going to hear this are from the U.S. Okay. And they move for their job. Like they would literally every 2 years, if somebody said you're going from Columbus, Ohio, and you're going to move to New York, and you're going to move from New York, and you're going to move to Miami, and you're going to move from Miami to Benoit, some place in Iowa. Literally, they get up and move. We don't do that as Canadians. We have a tendency of staying close to our roots.
I agree.
We also have a tendency of not wanting to change anything.
Nobody likes change.
So how do you sell do you just sell it purely your insurance?
No, basically what it comes down to is meeting with the client and figuring what their needs are.
But how do you sell yourself in a new construction?
I have to be a consultant. So how it works with me is I call them up and say, who's doing your evaluation? They say, nobody. And I say, why is that? And they say, well, because it's new construction. Well, how do you know it's being done properly? When we do window tests, there are times where 10% of the windows leak. So that's unfortunately caused an inspection to be done after the fact.
Do your guys go to Florida and do the structural test?
Only Canadian based.
But you don't take any, because a lot of the current wall manufacturers here in.
Can you turn off his microphone, please?
I can. I just don't know how, Al.
Not his headphones, his microphone.
Sorry, Al.
Thank you.
He's blue.
Everybody hear me okay now?
Al, is that better? You need to tell me. So, but how do you convince the owner to cough up the cash to pay for you?
It's basically the who, what's, where, why, and how. Is how are you getting your evaluations done? What type of...
Do you find once they start doing it, they just always want to do it?
What I get is one. I don't ask for their entire portfolio. What I ask for is give me one of your properties, and within, I would say, 2 to 3 months, they say I have 15 more properties for you to go look at. Meaning they want to know what the evaluation side of it is looking like. So they've had issues. They have never been resolved properly. And I have no issues with anybody. I work with contractors. I work with glazers. Our job is to make sure that the client's happy. And if the client's not happy, then I'm not providing a proper service.
Do you find working day to day, I'm not sure because you're the guy selling the package, but your guys in the field, do they find they have to have an arduous position with the contractor? Or do you, because I've been on those sites, and you find like you're doing a Mexican standoff with somebody.
Yeah.
And I also, as a contractor, always feel like, and by the way, I'm a contractor who's not just fixed curtain wall.
Okay.
I've hung on the side of the building. I know what a pressure equalizer system is. I could debate it with any one of your consultants. I've come from design, extruding, manufacturing, installing, and then tearing it back apart. Actually, I'm 51 years old. I've actually taken down curtain walls I put up 30 years ago, which is awful to say that I'm actually at that point in my career that I'm actually tearing down shit that I put back up. But sometimes I find that consultants and I, on a contractor level to consultant level, the owner puts us at war with each other rather than a partnership with each other.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
And I really hate that. I wish we could all sit around a table to find solutions, economical solutions, not go to war. And I always find that the property manager or the owner, the asset manager, wants that battle.
Yes.
Is that true?
We find that there are times with that is the case where there's an issue. I'll be honest with you, Tim. There are times where I show up and there's nothing wrong with what you've done. Roofing's not pretty. Windows aren't pretty. The hard part's keeping the water out. I say that to everybody. Anybody can be a contractor tomorrow morning. It's the quality of workmanship is what we're looking for. So as long as they're doing a proper job, our goal is not to make anybody angry. Our goal is to make sure that the end user is happy with the end result.
Do you not find, though, that if you don't find a problem, your client's not thinking they don't think they have good value because you didn't find a problem?
There are times where there's some confusion. The last report I got from you had 21 pages. This report's 7. I'm like, well, that's good. That means we found minimal issues from the last time we were here.
We still did the exact same amount of work.
Same property.
We just didn't have to type as much because
Correct.
things are going well.
Exactly, same property.
But don't you find clients find themselves dissatisfied? Like, I need a 30-page report of disaster
If that's
to make
the
it
case,
look right.
then we tell them you basically have some issues with the client, or sorry, with the contractor.
Yeah.
Can we suggest other contractors to bring in that we will not have to do 21-page reports, and we'll work with them, and that's how it works. So if it's new construction, you're mandated to use a product. If it's a, like you said, 30-year product, it's lasted 30 years, there is a service life with roofs and windows. We're in the same boat as you. I've been in this industry for over 15 years. We're now getting to the stages where my properties are starting to come up for renewal, and they've gotten the full service life.
So do you sit down with your client and go, I don't want to be in an arduous relationship with your contractors?
We have a meeting like that, but we also
prior to starting, you go,
Correct.
listen, this is not about
yeah.
tit for tat fight. This is not about fight to the death.
Our goal is not to upset anybody, right? I reiterate. The goal here is to make sure that whatever was purchased, nobody wants to be sold anything. They want to buy something. And when they're buying it, they feel confident they've bought quality, and that's my goal, is to make sure they're getting the quality that they paid for.
You're here at PM Expo in Toronto. What booth number, what aisle number are you in? Because I can't see you, but
yeah,
I know you're somewhere way over there.
I've been in the same spot for approximately 12 years.
Have you really?
I'm in 1436. You can't miss me. Everybody knows Steve Emberley. It's one of the frustrations of the office is everybody's like, is there not a person you don't know? And I said, well, I very much orientated to networking. Hence why I'm doing this today, Tim.
So let's talk about selling for a minute then. Just selling. Forget about Pinnacle and Rockstar Consulting Company, but physically selling.
Yes.
Would you agree or disagree that selling is a relationship, business to business selling is a relationship orientated business, not a product or service? It's not a commodity.
Correct.
Business to business in the construction industry is not commodity driven. I know that a lot of customers do unit pricing,
right?
And you go. I say this I said this to a client just the other day. He said, as long as your price is the cheapest.
Right.
And I said, awesome. I said, because you know what I know about cheap clients? They can afford to do it twice.
That's right. Yeah, I say the same thing.
Right?
When it comes to sales, you are 100%. It is relationship selling. I'm a big believer in meeting with the client, finding out what they want, and then from there, I have 3 solutions for them. They want a better price, so you're willing to give up delivery? No. Are you willing to go secondhand? Maybe let's get secondhand windows. No. Okay, well, we're back to price again. And my mentality is there's a difference between price and value. And if you're taking it in the context that I'm saying is let's perceive that you're getting value. And if you get value, you're not going to have to worry about a new roof for another 21, 25 years. Make sure that you're getting some professional representation to make sure you're good at what you do and we're good at what we do. And we say that to a lot of clients.
When you go on to price something for somebody, you're an hourly rate, I assume, or are you a flat rate?
No, we can do
typically?
flat. Yeah.
Do you do flat?
Flat, yeah, for sure.
What happens when something goes bad, though? Don't you turn around and go, okay, now we're in a situation where there's some critical care to be done?
Most definitely, yes. But our goal is not to have it go bad, right? I understand what you're saying. If we need to get into the nitty-gritty, then yes, we have to sit down.
I always thought consultants were just hourly.
We don't, let's put it this way, nothing against lawyers, I don't ring a bell. If you call me and say, Steve, I'm charging you $165, ring a bell, and here's your invoice. That's not how we're working. You asked me about relationships, and that's how I work. A lot of my business is based on referrals. So if I've done good quality work, a lot of clients that I have moved from different companies and taken me with them.
So are you then percentage driven?
We are.
Sorry, so you know, like when you're going to hire an architect, when you're going to hire an engineering firm to do your structural engineering, are consultants the same idea? I'm 2%, I'm 1%, I'm 5%.
Yes, exactly. We work on the basis of flat fees on a certain amount of dollar value.
Because somebody has to budget you.
Correct. Right.
People call me up and go, how much for curtain wall? And you go, $60 for that, $80 for that, $100 for this.
Yeah.
You know, for curtain
people
wall.
ask what my services cost. I go $1 million, and they go, "What do you mean $1 million?" And I said, "Well, I haven't even answered any of my own questions. Matter of fact, I don't even know if I want to work with you because I don't know if there's a connection between the two of us."
Have you ever turned down a client?
Most definitely.
You have?
Oh, most definitely.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
You're willing to say that?
Well, of course. If I value your time, so I got to the call.
So you've turned down so you've had a client, done a proposal, they've offered you the job.
Yeah, most definitely.
And you've said no, thank you.
Yeah, for sure. No question asked.
Why?
Because they've gone with a particular solution that doesn't work with what our ethics are.
Wow. Doesn't happen very often, by the way. I think most people have a fairly decent moral compass.
I agree. And we want to work with clients that give us value as much as we give them value.
When you turned away somebody, and you personally did it?
Most definitely.
Like you personally
Most
looked a guy
definitely.
in the face like this across the table and went, "I'm sorry, I can't execute this."
That's correct. Yeah. I'm in a issue right now with a client.
What did they say to you?
They basically said, that's fine, I'm okay with that. And I'm like, that's fine. I don't want to be affiliated with something that I know is not the proper solution.
So do you recommend another consulting company for them?
No. Definitely not.
Okay, but they go, okay, so now what am I supposed to do if you're not willing to do this?
Well, obviously we met for a reason. You had to see value in what I brought to the table. And unfortunately, what I brought to the table was not the value that you were looking for. If you're only going to be buying on price, then you're not looking for a consultant. What you're looking for is the best value. You're not buying a car from Pinnacle.
The trade show, you've been here 12 years, basically the same location. Do you get value from it?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
100%.
Come on.
I mandated when the company was taken through an acquisition that I'm at this trade show every day. And the reason I'm at the show every day is I want to meet with my clients face to face. I haven't met with them, I haven't spoken to them, we've emailed each other.
Even though you're sitting amongst all your competitors and other contractors, you feel you still get good value coming to PMX.
I'm not out to, matter of fact, a lot of the contractors and consultants that are here, we know each other.
What other shows do you do?
We're basically, what we'll do is Springfest is a big one.
Springfest, yeah.
Yep. We like this one, obviously this is a big one for us. There are other shows. I belong to hospital associations. I've done
Heat? No, that's hotel.
Chess is the big one I do. Yeah, I do that. That's hospital.
What's Chess?
No, that's
What's
basically, it's Canadian Hospital Engineering,
Chess,
something of that nature.
Chess,
yeah, CHES. Yeah.
Right on.
So I try to get to the point of where I find my people will be. I ask them straight up, what trade shows do you guys like to go to? And they'll tell me. And I'm like, well, then I support you.
Have you ever done one that didn't work? Was there one trade show that didn't bring you your customer? Not that it didn't work for other people, it just didn't work for you what you were doing.
Yes, and the reason was they weren't large enough at the time. We were told there was going to be multiple vendors, and there was only 20. So the people that were there came in and out very quickly. So they didn't need to see us more than once, and they were done. So instead of getting 80 to 100 cards, I got 20.
You have staff that works underneath you now, 12 years later? You must have,
no.
Nobody.
I am the key account manager.
How do you handle follow-up? I talked to Dylan this morning from Stadium Door and Glass, and we were sitting here, and I said, all right, you collect 100 names, 200 names. The shame about... So you collect these names, and you're really excited you got these 100 names in your hand. You spent 3 days doing it.
Yeah.
You show up on the office on Monday, and you know that every day that goes by, those 100 names become older, staler, they won't remember who you are, what you talked about. The problem is on Monday morning, you have 3 days of work to get done from the week before. So you've actually got double the workload, not triple almost.
Yeah.
A, I have the work that I missed. B, I have my Monday morning normal work. Now I have 150 decent business cards to call.
Correct.
So Monday morning, how do you manage the difference between what I left behind, what I have in front of me, and what I'd like to take away from the show?
Well, it's time management 101. If the client is already a client of mine, I'm putting 100% effort in getting back to them. There's a reason they've called me or connected with me.
But I mean the guys here at the show, these cards that aren't really kind of sort of clients. You collect these cards, they look hot, but they're not.
I am very forthcoming with a lot of my clients. I will not be following up with you on Monday. You will be getting inundated with every person.
Leave you alone.
Right? So I've already confirmed when we're going to follow up. I'm going to follow up with you in 2 weeks. No, you know what? It's Christmas time. Follow up with me in January.
Do you actually do it though?
Most definitely I do. 100%.
Really?
I'm not lying. That's I know what my job is.
Do you know how many salespeople don't?
Okay, well that's fine. I'm okay with that because if my competition's doing that, then so be it. I understand you get busy, but the value is I've given you my card. That card could be worth $10 or $1 million.
Correct. I agree.
At least have the common courtesy to send an email for thanking them coming to the booth, and I will be following up with you in 2 weeks. That communication I find is very open, and people are open to at least listening to what I have to say. And I don't ask for 30 minutes. I ask for 14 minutes.
So how do you deal with the 150 cards you collected? Do you go through them and go dummy, 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 good, good, dummy, like got him, need him?
I've already qualified them.
Right, on the weekend you sat around with a glass of wine in your hand and got him, need him.
Nope.
Took these.
I've already qualified the client. Most definitely.
Like today, whatever cards you get, you kind of got 2 piles.
Most definitely, yeah. I have a pot over there that you can put your cards in to win some hockey tickets or whatever it is. We're fine with that. That's fine with that. But I want people to come to the booth and say, hey, I heard you talking to Tim, and I'm interested in learning more about your products and services.
Why just stop to do this podcast?
Because I find there's value. You said everybody's afraid of change. So
everybody.
Okay, well then I want to be the pioneer that's not afraid of change. If you're telling me we're going to be speaking between 5 to 7,000 people, I will never in a million years have 5 to 7,000 people in 30 minutes. If I get 10% of that, I'll never be able to keep up with 500. Really, I'll be honest with you, I'm looking for 3%.
Sure.
3%.
Absolutely.
3% is more than adequate for me and the show.
Sure, there's two things that happen when people watch this show or even come down here. Because 28,000 people go through here.
Most definitely, and that's why we do this show. A substantial amount of eyes.
And the truth is that there's two things that go on at your booth and with you. Is one is that you not only are trying to find those 5-6 new leads that you can take away for another day, but you're branding your company.
Correct.
And you're right. So getting 7,000 people to watch a podcast and to learn about the TriTech Pinnacle brand is almost impossible.
100%. I can't disagree with you.
Because PM Expo, Property Management Magazine, I mean, you're on here for free with me. And I got that.
Great value.
Totally huge value. By the way, it becomes a reciprocal value because Stadia, Byrne on Demand, all my other, we end up networking. Everybody gets.
Oh, yeah.
Right. You'll push the podcast through your network of people. I know why we invested in it because I'm using social media now to my best advantage, and I'm trying to profit by doing my job well, which is not podcasting, which is glass and doors and contracting. But I'm doing it through a live podcast, which will allow people to circulate between your market and mine.
Yeah, most definitely.
In synergy.
And that's what I saw value in, is something new.
And I look at PM Expo, Property Management, and they're charging $3-4 grand for an ad. That you may only, that they say there's 5,000 to 10,000 people. The problem with that ad, it didn't three-dimensionalize you, Stephen. It's one-dimension advertising. We're podcasting a live interview. You and I have a chance to bond. When I hear you talk about relationships, or you're motivated to do that follow-through, or you talk about firing a client, that's all real shit that people want to hear.
I'm a sharpshooter.
I like it.
I shoot from the hip. Again, the value of what I bring to the table is honesty. It has to be. If I don't...
Right.
Think about it this way, Tim. What I sell is in somebody's head. So I don't have a commodity. I don't physically have a cell phone. I don't have an Apple iPad. What I'm trying to tell them is my services come to you and save money.
Yep.
How did you do that? How are you going to save me money? Okay, well, I'm not looking for your entire portfolio today. Allow me to look at one building, and I come back and say, here are the issues we found.
Do you ever get blamed?
For what?
Anything. Like
that we missed something?
Yeah, like did they ever turn to you and go, you're the reason why he didn't perform?
Well, the value that we bring to the table is how often do you want me to come? If they say we want you to come once a week, you ask me about firing a client. Yes. That's when I walk away. Because I bring no value to the table. If I miss an inspection Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and you want me to see something on Friday, you can't blame me for issues on Monday window, Tuesday window, Wednesday window. Friday window, I found an issue. Right. Now we say, this issue has been found on Friday. Please open up the rest of the area. And if the contractor is apprehensive, saying, well, why do you want to do that? Then that kind of puts up our ears. And we want to know if there's some issues being missed, right? You asked me that when we first started this interview, are you there to make anybody angry? No, my goal is never to make anybody angry.
Do you have a job that sticks out in your mind that you loved?
Most definitely. I do a lot of work.
Something cool,
for sure. Yeah, we do some very interesting.
Name one job that's super cool.
One of my clients is the Hospital for Sick Children.
Okay.
And we were doing some work, and we thought to ourselves, how can we kind of appease it that the kids would get? And please look this up on the internet. You'll see it. So we asked the contractors. Again, we're working with them. Would you mind doing me a favor? And they said, what's that? Could you please dress up as Spider-Man, the Hulk? And they were on swing stage. And they were caulking windows. So imagine being a child that's sick kids, not feeling very well, and all of a sudden you've got Hulk, Spider-Man, and a minion coming down on a swing stage waving at you. It's just another way of us saying, thanks guys, we appreciate that.
You didn't have a tough time convincing the guys on the swing stage, did you?
No, because the value brought to the table was making sure that the windows were caulked properly.
Sure.
But it was just something that we saw somebody else do and offered it, and they said, yes, that'd be something we'd be more than willing to do.
When you're done this show on Friday, are you going to the TCA lunch or the BOMA lunch?
No, unfortunately, I'm also the packer-upper guy. So
me too. I'm the packer-upper guy too.
Yeah, that's right.
When you go home on Friday night, are you tired?
It can be cumbersome. I live north of Barrie.
Do you find trade shows tiring though?
You kind of gotta kind of spread yourself out a little bit. You can.
You're a one-man band, so who's helping you over
no,
there?
I have another individual that's
All right.
with me right now. He's in new construction. I told him I will be away at 11 o'clock doing something, and he said that's fine. I'll man the booth. So we always have somebody in the booth to make sure that we're servicing the client.
All right, what's your booth number again, just before we go?
1436.
And what's your phone number that people can find you at?
I'm very easy to be found
Okay,
at
go.
905-503-1300, extension 225. Ask for Steve Emberley, and I specifically asked for Steve Emberley because there's 3 Steves in my office.
Is it really?
There is 3 Steves in my office.
Does it constant battle when people call in asking for Steve?
Basically, I've always told people ask for the good-looking one, and they'll always get me.
I do the same thing at my office, but I'm the only Tim, so I don't have any competition around here. Listen, thanks a lot for coming
Appreciate
out.
it. Really
I really
appreciate
appreciate you being here today. I'm Tim Byrne. This is Tim Byrne Almost Live. Kevin the Goat's down here. He seems to be getting a lot of attraction. The boys are working hard. I hope you have a really successful show.
Thank you.
Maybe at the end of it, we'll trade some names back and forth.
I 100% agree with that.
This is Tim Byrne Almost Live. We're at PM Expo in Toronto at the Metropolitan Toronto Convention Center. Alex, we're going to shut down this. We're going to let this gentleman go back and try to make some money and prove to the world that he is fantastic. Take care, folks. We'll see you in another hour. And you've got some carrots for Kevin.
Thank you.
Just zoom that up into here. And we're going to leave your advertising going for a little bit, for the next half an hour.
Perfect. Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate your valuable time. That's awesome. That worked out well.
Really awesome.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for offering this to us.
Sorry. There you go. There you go. You're handing out notepads. Dylan, how's it going? Dill. Where's Andy? Oh, there he is. Hi, Andy.
I saw it. Always sensitive. Seen any other farm animals around there? I haven't walked around yet. Okay, all right. none of us were gonna wear a goat suit, so might as well get the real thing. Until now.
We got big sticks.
This is new information.
So you guys are ready to play?
Yeah.
What do you guys do?
Yeah, so we have two companies that are here, so Stadia Glass and Door. All that we do is door placements and we're on demand as general contractor for retailers. Goat bags. Second or third. Good fun though. Gonna take a walk around though.
I'm sad to say it probably still exists. It's not supposed to be that way anymore. There's still a lot of old guard around. Another 5-10 years will all be retired. There's still some families with 30 members. We're basically the consulting arm, so we do all the road construction, facilities, all that. Yeah, the problem is I don't do the facility side, so we don't get into any of this. I just go away. Yeah. Yeah. Over this mayor, we keep them all at home. Hey, how are you? wants to bet the gold? Alex, you want to bet the gold? I have a thing for goats. There you go. Oh, we just
Someone says yes.
filter on Snapchat. Very cute. Snacks in that girl. Where are the carrots? Could you just break it He's actually the mascot for the podcast that we do.
Okay, I was trying to figure out the I was like, I don't get it. Why? I'm sure we're gonna get that.
Is there a goat here for no reason?
I was like, it's a good voice.
Yeah, no, he's the mascot for the podcast that we do.
We decided to make a goat podcast.
Not me, I'll tell you that much. I was just the guy who felt pretty voted. That's what I Now I can say it back to you. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much. I'm going to come around and modify that.
No problem. No problem. We have all kinds of goodies.
All right. All the best. You know what? Really cool. She might hit you. See, I thought you said Good. I'm going to call him this. How's your day been so far? Great. When you're giving it to him, could you just break it in half? There you are. In my car. What do we start? I got a financial print. What's that Byrne on demand for stage? Everybody has stuff to do, and they all stop and look at our stuff. I played and I won. We also have folks from Stadium Glass and Door, Glass before that, and Byrne on Demand. Storm in the clear?
Some animals, but not the
Here, you know what? Norm, is it okay if I scan you into my shirt there? Awesome. Hold it up, Norm. Thank you very much. One here, Oh, damn. Oh, okay. If anything, you might gum me to death. That's it. I didn't get that far. Okay. So how you guys doing? By the way, you're sitting there.
No, yes, we had a lot of attachments. We didn't wait a lot of attachments.
It works, so.
Now, you got your freeze.
No, not good.
Whereabouts are you?
Oh my god. Oh, it was like a catastrophe.
I'm going to make your podcast.
see me on the board?
Go doesn't do very well on the board.